Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Fish Talks. I hope you all are doing well. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about how to not give a shit about what others think of us. Although this podcast was not supposed to be this today, I had something else planned, but I pushed it. And because I really wanted to do this today. And that is because my father came to me the other day and he said, that whatever you do, whatever you post, everything like that, it goes around, like people talk. I was like, so he was like, no, you whatever you post and whatever you say and like shit like that, like whatever I do publicly, he meant on social media basically. So your relatives talk on, people share it, your relatives share it, and then they talk about it and this and that. And I was like, okay, and like, what am I supposed to do about it? So what he meant was, that people talk and this and that, and obviously in a negative sense. He was not talking about this in a positive sense, that oh wow, we love Ishani and whatever she does and she is happy, so we are happy and we are so happy for her. No, obviously they talk shit about me, and I told him that I do not care. You know, if I would have ever cared, I wouldn't do things publicly, right? I wouldn't post publicly, I wouldn't speak publicly, my profile wouldn't be open, and I would have cared. And that is why I would have kept things private. If I had ever cared, why would I post publicly in the first place? That's because I do not care. I do not care about them. I do not care about what they think. I do not care about what they talk. And I do not give a shit about them in general. And I know that this is something that actually most of us deal with, and I think that people who are listening to this are generally of my age, my friends, and like people who I know. And even if whoever is listening, this is something that is ingrained in our mind, from our childhood, and I think till we die. It's always there. And I have dealt with it for a very long time. And for me, it was not I cared about what people who knew me think, or people who are related to me in some way or the other, what they think. For me, it has always been about strangers, that people who just know me, like know that I exist, or just are my acquaintances. What are they going to think about me? I've never cared about people who know me, or are related to me in some way or the other, think about me. So this was not a big deal for me. But even then, what I want to talk about is, first of all, there are people who care about you, okay? And they tell you things, or they advise you or suggest you because they care about you. And then there are people who always talk shit about you no matter what. All right. And who are these people? I know that when I'm ill, who is there for me? When I cry, who is there for me? When I'm at the lowest points, who is there for me? And when I need somebody to talk to, who is there for me? And whoever comes to your mind as well when I talk about these things, they are the people, and they are the only people that should matter to you, whose opinion should matter to you, and the only people that you should even care about in the first place. When you're lonely, when everybody's there in your good times, everybody wants to be a part of your good time, but who is there in your bad times? Who is there when you need somebody to talk to? Who is there, who is just there for you, who just tells you that no matter what happens, I am your ride or die, and I'm always going to be there for you no matter what? They are the people who you should actually care about, and they are the only people who will actually care about you in the first place. And whatever they say you, whatever they tell you, that will be only and only out of concern and care and out of love. Everything else is just noise and noise and noise. And I was not like this, like from always. Obviously, growing up, I've always been a good kid, a good girl, a nice kid. And that was not because I was pressurized to be one, it was all my choices, however, I wanted to live my life. But even then, people talked shit about me behind my back. And even now, they do it. And even when I grow up, 2, 3 years down the line, they're still gonna do it. And they're always gonna do it till I exist. And what are these kind of people that talk about you? See, there are two types of people who talk about you, or who talk about people in general. There are people, first of all, who are really idle, who have nothing to do. And, for example, your aunties from your neighborhood and whoever we say in general that gossip a lot. So they're just idle. So they have nothing to do, they have nothing better to do with their lives, and they don't have anything to work upon, and their lives are just, they just don't have anything in general. So what they do is, they'll just talk about 2, 3 people or more than that, and, pass their time, have fun, because that's the fun for them. So, throw shade on somebody else and just, make a laugh and just do, and then move on with their lives. And the next day, they're gonna find somebody else to talk about. So there are this kind of people, and there are the other kind who are actually really very miserable with their own lives and with their own selves. So what they do is, imagine that the other person who talks shit about you, or who throws shade on you, indirectly or directly, whatever, imagine that you both are on the same level, right? Now, when this other person talks shit about you or tries to bring you down, what they do is, imagine that you are going down and the other person is at the same level, so you're going down. So what illusion does it create? For the other person, it creates the illusion that they are on a pedestal and you are very, you're right below them. You are below them. And that makes them feel good about themselves. Why? Because they are so miserable with their own selves and with their own lives, and they're so unhappy that what brings them joy is bringing somebody else down. Why? Because it makes them feel happy about their own selves. It satisfies them, it satisfies their ego and their unhappiness. That, when they talk shit about somebody else, and when they, throw shade on them, and whenever they're just trying to make fun of the other person or whatever, in any sense, they bring them down. And when they bring the other person down, they feel good about themselves, because that makes them feel that, oh, we are so above this other person, which is absolutely untrue. Obviously, it's so untrue. I was talking about my best friend. I was talking about this with my best friend yesterday only. And she said, Ishani, have you ever heard of the crab theory? Like, what is the crab theory? The crab theory is that, people who cannot do anything their own selves, themselves in their life, who are just selfish and who are just unhappy, what they do is they will try to pull others down as well. They'll grab their legs and they will try to pull them down. That is the crab theory. And these people who are talking shit about you behind your back, even if you're doing nothing to them, you do not even care about them, you do not even care about their existence, and you just don't even think about them in the first place. These people are just trying to pull you down because they're unhappy to see you happy. They're unhappy because you are happy in your life and you are content with your own self and you're content with your life. And when you don't even imagine that you do not even care about someone, okay, you do not care about if they exist or not, you do not care about what they are doing, you do not even care to see what they are doing or to find out what they're doing, because you just don't care in general. And if those people are talking about you, that means they are a fan, right? First of all, they don't like what you do, but they still watch it. They still watch it because they want to talk about you, right? They talk and then they talk about you, and then they talk, and then they will share with somebody else as well. So what are they doing? They're just publicizing you, because even negative publicity is still publicity, right? So they are just your fans, and this is not something that I have seen or heard about me for the first time. Even in college, I still remember, if I randomly had a talk with somebody, with a stranger who was there in my college, of course, but I didn't know them, and I would talk to them, and somewhere in the conversation they would bring up, oh, I've heard this about you, I've heard that about you, and not in a negative sense. I've never heard anything about me in a negative sense, but what people think about me in general, and like they would say that okay, you're very bold, and you kind of a rebel, and you really try, you really speak up your mind, and you're so straightforward and this and that. And I used to be like, okay, so what are these people who are talking about, who are talking about me with you? Because I know my friends aren't, because they don't know you. And so who are these people who are talking about me? I would really be amazed at one point, and happy at one point, that people do talk about me. I mean, I'm kind of popular, that means. But so I have always seen that people are not only good things, people also talk shit about you. Obviously, people judge you and then talk behind your backs and shit like that. So what are they doing? They're just mere fans. So when you think that, okay, this is something that I really want to do, this is something that I really want to post, or this is something that I really want to start, but you have this in your head that, okay, but what are others going to think? I will tell you, the people who really, really care about you, the people who really want to see you flourish in life, who want you to grow, they will always be happy when you are happy. The people that I care about in my life, and I know who are there for me, and who they are the only people who mean something to me, they're always happy when I'm happy. And they say that if it makes you happy, just do it, because your happiness is what matters to us. So if it is making you happy, just fucking do it. Why do you think about anything else? And my best friend, she is somebody who pushes me, who pushes me a lot. Like every time I'm on call with her, she's like, why don't you do that? I'm an overthinker, so she will always be like, why don't you do this, why don't you start posting that, why don't you do this, why don't you do YouTube and this and that. And I'm always like, I overthink a lot. I pick myself apart, I will pick the videos apart, and I know that I'm just kind of a lazy perfectionist as well, so I just want things to be perfect and this and that. And she'll be like, who cares, Ashani? It's only you. You overthink, otherwise people are happy to see you. Don't overthink so much, because even if you make mistakes right now, you're just going to learn from them, you're just going to grow from them, then that's what matters, right? So you have to try and you have to do. So these are the people who actually care about you and whose opinion should matter to you. And people who love you from their heart and who care about you, they will always push you to do more. They will never ever try to bring you down, or throw shade on you. I have never ever experienced that the people who are really my good friends, or people who really really care about me, ever bringing me down. I've always and always heard either compliments from them, or even if they want to talk something, even if if imagine if I posted something and it was not really that good, they would just generally tell me, okay, that you can do better, or maybe you can do this, or maybe you can do that. They will suggest me, they will advise me, they will give me more options. But they will never ever talk shit about me. They will never ever throw shade on me. So whoever these people are, you should just know that first of all, they're so miserable with their own selves and with their own lives, that they talk shit about you just to make their own selves happy. And why do you care about them in the first place? They don't even matter to you. They are a nobody to you. And who is a nobody? It's just non-existent, right? So why would you care about them? And either people are just idle, they don't have. And if you people are talking about you in their life, life is so short, we all know that. And instead of doing something with their own lives, if people are discussing you, that means you're actually doing something. That's actually something to be happy about, because you're actually doing something. you know I have been a good kid, I have been a rebel, I have done everything. And people have always talked, the people who want to talk shit about me behind my back, they've always talked shit about me. So, I might as well be happy while they do it, because they're going to do it always and I don't even care about it anymore. So, just do what you love, and just do whatever makes you happy. And this is always going to continue. And it's not that, today you decide that, okay, from today I'm not going to care what others are thinking of me. It's not going to happen like that. It doesn't happen overnight. Every time this thought pops in your head that, okay, what will these people think? Okay, and what will are these people going to judge me? Are these people going to talk about me? Whatever. Just think to yourself that, do these people matter to me? Are they there in my bad times? Are they there if I fall ill tomorrow? Will they be there if I go through a very bad phase in my life? Will they be there if I actually am in a very struggling period in my life? And the answer will be no. The only people who will be there are the ones who really care about you, and they will never ever They will never ever criticize you. Trust me, they will never talk badly about you. So just imagine those people, and imagine that they are the only people who matter to me, and everybody else is just mere noise. Is just noise, and they are the kind of people who are actually gonna come to you when you're successful. They're gonna flip like a coin. Trust me, and they will come to you when you're successful, and then they will talk, they will talk good things about you, and they will, and then they will embrace you, but even then they wouldn't matter to you because they never mattered to you in the first place. So you have to actually reach to a point that, and it doesn't happen overnight. You have to think to yourself every time it pops in your head that these people do not matter, they are just strangers to me. And who are these people? I was born alone, I'm gonna die alone, and whatever I do with my life is what I want to do with my life, because this is my life at the end of the day. And nobody cares. Nobody really, really cares. Because people who are actually busy building their own lives, building, an empire, building something that they really love, and working on them and caring about others, they will not even have the time to discuss you. Even if they do, they'll be just like, oh, this girl is doing that, that's good for her. Oh, if this guy is doing that, good for him. If it makes them happy, good for them. This is the only talk that they're going to talk about you. Because even I have seen my female friends as well. Of course, every girl loves her fair share of gossip, right? I love my fair share of gossip, but that is once in a while, and even that is healthy gossip. I would never talk about somebody, oh my god, why is she doing that, oh my god, why is he doing that, and this and that. Gossip also should be healthy. And yesterday only I was actually looking at a post on my Instagram, and it was like, why do rich people do not talk to the poor people? And that was because that the rich like to talk about ideas, the rich like to talk about new things and stuff like that, and the poor like to talk about people. The poor like to talk about other people. And it's not that they are rich because they have money, more money, and the poor because they have less money. They are rich and poor from their mindset. The poor might have a lot of money, but he is poor because he has a poor mindset. What he loves talking about people. I mean, I think they are on the, they would be at the end of the spectrum when it comes to intelligence. At the lowest point in the spectrum when it comes to intelligence. Because there's just dumb people who have nothing to talk about other than other people and what they're doing with their lives. So what I want you to learn is that no matter whatever you do, even if you're doing really good, even if you're doing really bad, even if you're struggling, if you're saying this or if you're saying that, people are always going to talk about you. And a lot of the people are going to talk shit about you because they're just haters, or you can call them fans as well, whatever you like. And they're just not happy to see you happy. So, and that should nothing for you but noise. And that's it. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, and trust me, 10 years down the line, if you look back and you think to yourself that, oh god, I didn't do it because I was so afraid that what people are going to think about me, and now I regret it so much that I wish I would have done it, because even now people do not care and people do not matter and their opinion do not matter. And then maybe you will realize that they actually never cared. People who are busy building their own lives never cared, and they would have never judged me or whatever. And I wish I could have done that, but I was so busy thinking about what others are going to think of me that I never even did it. I never followed my heart. I never did whatever I always wanted to do. I never followed my passion. And that nothing like this is going to matter. At the end of the day, at the end of the life, at the end of your life, what matters is how you lived your life. Were you happy living your life? And did you do the things that you were passionate about? Did you use your talents? Did you follow your heart? Only these things are going to matter to you, and only these things will actually make you happy in the end. So just stop the noise, block the noise, in fact, and stop giving a shit to what anyone thinks of you. Because people who love you will always love you and care about you and will never talk shit about you. And people who are just mere haters or fans or anything like that, just see them as, oh, they are fans. Oh god, like I've done nothing right now and I still have fans because people are so busy discussing me, and those people who I don't even care about, those are discussing me. So like, what is better than that? That is what you want, right? Fans and publicity, that's it. So just go on with the flow and live your life and just do not care, and keep reminding yourself till you reach to the point where you just, do not care at all. But till then, you have to keep reminding yourself this. And I hope it helped to anybody who was overthinking. And yes, I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode. Till then, bye bye.
With me, I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, everyday